Hello, I'm Atticus Cowan. Would you like to hear about Iceland? This is my report on Iceland. This is my book. I'm going to read it to you. From Atticus Cowan. I'm 6. Iceland was founded by the Vikings. They were the first to settle on Iceland. In the year 870, in Iceland they speak Icelandic. Ja is yes. Nay is no in Iceland. Tuck is thanks. Bless is how you say goodbye. Floss is a waterfall. Sungog is a swimming pool. Don't worry, you don't have to know this. Most people speak English in Iceland. To get to Iceland, you have to go on a plane, and it will take very long to get there. First, we spent 10 hours to get to Denmark. Then we have to get on another plane to go to Iceland. That took 3 hours. We were very tired when we got off the plane. The Iceland airport had cool water. I was excited to walk on the rainbow at the Iceland airport. Iceland was very cold. You might freeze. Nights come super early. Mornings come super late. This time of the year, wintertime. Iceland is an island nation. Here's a map of all the things to see. We saw a lot of them. We went to Viking Hotel. Viking Hotel was a lot of Viking stuff and swords and broken shields and dragons and a lot of killed stuff because the Vikings used to eat that. And there's a singing guy who sings a lot next to us about America. He was singing about Iceland, sorry. And there's running guys of Vikings and dragons and stuff, but I already told you. Monies. They have crabs and fish on it, all sorts of fish. This was what I might look like if I was a Viking. Then we went to the glacier. The glacier was so high that it was very slippery and we have to wear crampons. What are crampons? They're little things that have spikes on them so you can walk on the ice and not slip. You have to take a big, giant truck to get to the glacier. See how you can walk easier on crampons? When you don't wear crampons, here's what happens. You fall on the ice. Ah! What do you wonder that I'm doing there? I'm walking on the glacier, making giant sounds. Woohoo! That looks fun. You wonder what's inside the ice. There's little air bubbles inside the ice. We went inside an ice tunnel. A glacier is a giant river that is floating, but still moving super slow. If you wonder what that is, it's an ice tunnel that goes outside with a bunch of cold water. Where there's a bunch of water that we could lick. It tastes like very cold water. Normal water, but very, very cold. Because the ice glacier was melting. To get off the glacier, you would have to go on ice stairs. They weren't slippery because I had crampons. So, if you wonder what that little house is, it's the elf house. You better be good. It was an elf house. People went there, and when you looked, there's pictures of people who used to live there, and little gnomes, and people with offlanes, a very old, rusty seesaw. Iceland has 10,000 waterfalls, so we went to see some. Here's a picture that I drew of a waterfall. Here's one, but it was very windy. I didn't like it, because I thought I was going to fall. But I didn't. Here's another one. This waterfall I got to walk behind. The water comes from a glacier. There's many volcanoes in Iceland. We went to see Volcano Lake, but it was really cold. See how cold that was? Then we went to see some geysers. What was that, you ask? A geyser. This is the first geyser anybody wrote about. It hasn't been active for at least 10,000 years. Geysers are always around volcanoes. The hot magma heats up the water. The steam, when it gets so hot, it blows out up the top, like this. Here it is, geothermal pools. There's rules when you go in them. You have to take off your shoes, put clothes away, take a shower, put on your baby suit, then you can go in. We went to 3 of these. One was called Blue Lagoon. Here I am running to the Blue Lagoon. This is the Blue Lagoon. It was fancy. Then we went to another one, in Lake Minton. There I am in the hot pool. One of my favorite things was Icelandic horses. I drew a picture for you. The Icelandic horses are very special. They don't want any other kinds of horses on the island. Just Icelandic horses. Look at how they don't look like normal horses. Here I am petting one. This is an old Viking village where Vikings used to live. The horses there were very nice. I pet them and fed them, except one of them walked us. It wouldn't let me and my dad leave. There he is, walking us. Naughty horse. I even fed him, but he still blocked us.
Excuse me, guy. Excuse me. How do we get by? Excuse me.
And then we saw a seal. And the seal said hi to Mom. And then we went to another beach that had seals, and they're ducking down into the water.
Oh, Addie! Look.
And then we went to go pet some cows, and they were very nice. And when I saw that they didn't have any food, I gave them some food. And then we went to another thing that had farm animals. And there was one that was looking at me, and it was rubbing his foot on the ground. And then I went away, and I went away. Now let's see some hydrothermal vents. This is a picture that I drew of one. There's one. This was at 10:30 in the morning. The sun just came up. So it looks like fire. The steam is really warm. It warms your hand. There's a sun behind the vent. It looks like Star Wars. The steam is caused by magma under the ground. There are lots of giants in the sea. Sometimes they wash up onto the shore in Iceland. This is a skeleton of a sperm whale. It was in the parking lot in our hotel. Yeah. Look how big it is. I was very cold. Here's another one. This is a smaller whale skeleton. It's the head of the skeleton. Here's a tail or a backbone. There's many old churches in Iceland. Here's one of them. The main supermarket is called Bonus. This pig is the mascot. There he is. This is inside their market. Mom got treats and so did I. What was my favorite food in Iceland? Hot dogs. Pilsner means hot dog in Iceland. 1 pilsner, please. There's not many people that live in Iceland. I would guess how many people we'd see on the road. Sometimes I would say 0, and I would be the winner. There's very few people outside of Reykjavik. We did lots of driving in the snow. Favorite part was throwing a giant snowball at Mom's head. We were driving, and then we saw a bunch of snow. And I was playing a game, and I looked up, and snowballs started coming out. I went out of the car and got a snowball and threw it at Mom. Here's my snowman. I was very hungry when we found a diner. It was an American-themed diner. It was weird being in another country with an American restaurant. We were so far from home, but it was so familiar. The food was good. We went to Akiri, which is the biggest city in north of Iceland. I like the traffic lights. Look, they're love hearts. Now let's talk about some northern lights. They dance around and they're pink and green. Look at them dancing. Here's a picture we took. We'll show you. Here's another picture that we took that night. Look at the stars. Here's another one that looks like aliens. At the end of their trip, we went back to Reykjavik. There's only 320,000 people that live in Iceland. Most of them live in Reykjavik. Here's a famous street in Reykjavik. We saw lots of people taking selfies here or taking pictures. This is a famous church that I can't pronounce. It starts with H though. Hangum Church. There it is. Then we have to get back on 2 airplanes because the trip was over. I was sad, very sad. Thanks for watching my report on Iceland. I learned a lot. I hope you learned some things too. Bye-bye.